Welcome back to Surviving Mars. My name is Tobal. This is more of the Green Planet DLC, so we're trying to make green, or Mars green again, like it was back in the days of the ancient aliens. So, right now, we're struggling a little bit with power. Where'd it go? We're actually under on power, so I'm going to... Oh, you know what I didn't put down? Batteries. Yeah, that would be kind of important, wouldn't it? I didn't put down any additional power yet. I just kind of put down the blueprints for large wind turbines. So they have not been constructed, but they're going to cost... And move over to my power here. They're going to cost 2 machine parts each and do a maintenance of 1 whenever they hit their maintenance cycle. So we have plenty of machine parts. I'm going to use those to supplement our power supply. And what if I pause a couple of these? I don't think we're going to need this. Maybe I'll unpause them as we need them. I also do need to put down some batteries. So let's go ahead and drop a few batteries, power acclimators as they are called. I don't want to completely cram in this water supply. Do we have enough room for another water supply if we feel like extracting here? Water extractor. Yeah, there would be another one that could fit. So I didn't quite break the bank and you know, ruin the spacing here. Let's put some batteries going away from all the power supplies. Let's go like this. We'll mirror the line of storage here for fuel. I love putting everything really tight in the same spot. Granted, not a great idea when it comes down to meteors crashing into our planet, but that's okay because it looks super pretty. Right, beautiful. You are complaining because you don't have enough power. Oh, look, I've been playing so many games where I can't rotate the screen. I keep forgetting that that's normally a possibility in most games. So GHG factory is on. Does this need people? Or is it automatic? It's a night shift. Change per soul from all working buildings. Current progress 0%. Insufficient power. Is it automated or is it not? I can't actually honestly tell. It has shifts on it, but this is more of an on or an off. It doesn't seem like it has any people assigned to it. So I'm guessing maybe it's just going to burn fuel and that's that. We'll have to see once it gets a little bit more fuel. Right now the fuel is being split between our rocket going home and this facility here. Let's go ahead and put down another fuel refinery. Oh, do we have 2? Or would we have to build this? We know how to build it or no? Open, we need a prefab. We need prefab parts for this building. Use a resupply. Yeah, we don't actually know how to build a fuel refinery from scratch. So we would have to send another prefab from home, which I might do when we get that first level of technology unlocked coming up here, which is this one. Fuel compression, which gives us an extra... Oops, wrong one. This is going to give us an extra bit of space. 10,000 kilograms on our ship. So, more space means more goodies coming to Mars. So, we're almost ready for the first dome to go down. And I think we could put down... There's different styles of domes. Obviously, the round dome will let you use a spire. A micro dome is super duper tiny and actually would fit really great in this little spot here next to everything. Most economical dome design providing extremely limited habitable space and no capacity to host a spire. I kind of like the barrel dome though. The barrel dome is bigger than a small dome, but it doesn't have the central spire, which is okay, because this is not going to be our permanent dome anyways. I am going to eventually move people over to larger domes that have more of a specialized approach to it. And I think I like the spot right here. It's right next to where all of our storage is. It's really close to where the pipeline is, so to speak, where all of our fuel and water is being ran through, which I love that it's in the same spot. Well, fuel doesn't go through the piping, it's just water. But fuel gets put into barrels, which gets moved. But yeah, I think right here would be great. Let's put this down. It is going to cost 20 polymer, 20 metal, and 50 concrete, which we don't really have to spare the polymer yet. So I'm going to put this on a low priority. I will send us more polymer on the next shipment home. So we will start putting down some housing for our newcomers. We'll try to put down these, what would these be called? If we're looking at, for example, a cargo rocket, we would want to send home, or send with us, a, probably a, I don't know if we do a small one? A small machine parts factory, small electronics, we need a polymer factory. So we could fit all of those onto a ship. And still have... Well, actually, we'd be able to still fit quite a lot more on there. I think the smaller factories would kind of be nice, though. They don't take up... number one, we're not going to have that many people to work the entire factory. There's no point in having a massive machine part factory that can have, 30 people per shift or per day, but we don't have those people yet. We're not going to get anywhere near that kind of population early game. So maybe one more fuel refinery. We'd probably send ourselves a bunch of things like machine parts, a little bit extra polymer, a little bit of food for that first grouping of people, and yeah, we would be actually in a really, really good place. I'll wait, though, until we do get a little bit more space on our rocket. All right, let's speed things up. We are finally getting caught up on power. There we go, we're a little bit over the power supply now. That was quick. There goes our fuel compression. With the addition of the outsourced research, which I added here, we are outsourcing our research. We're getting an extra 200 research per soul, so we're getting quite a bit off the bat. Low-G high-rise is next on the list. Apartments that house many colonists. I honestly do like apartments as well. I'm going to queue them up to come up after the planetary survey. And I think at this point, let's see, you're about a quarter of the way full. So you will be getting more and more full as we go, but let's see, low storage. Yeah, we know we don't have anything stored here. Anomaly analyzed, we got a oh, that's why we got such a huge boost. We analyzed an anomaly, or our fancy research vessel did, a research explorer. Thank you so much. And he gave us quite a nice boost. We'll bring him back home. Let's go ahead and send our next shuttle to the planet. This is going to be the Spirit of Man 2. And I'm going to add in the small machine part factory, small electronics, polymer factory, awesome. Fuel refinery. We can get a bit more fuel getting pumped out. And maybe one more drone hub. We'll also send ourselves a bit more polymer, because that's going to be, all that polymer is going to be used for the dome. So polymer, machine parts, electronics. I'll send myself preemptively send some. I don't think the food spoils. We've got tons of metals, tons of concrete, and we could send a dozer. Not really. We can't send really anything else. This really isn't too bad. I think I like what we're doing here. Maybe just supplies, honestly. Having a lot of supplies up front is going to help us not have to deal with resupplies later on. We'll add ourselves one more drone. One more little drone, and I think we'll be good. This is a really big ship. This is going to cost a ton of money, though. We're going to be down to 2.7 billion. However, with the addition of all this stuff here, we should be self-sufficient for the first human colony, the first human rocket. So let's launch the Spirit of Man 2. Off you go. So, yeah, what I mean by that is that when this rocket gets here, we will have all the things in place needed to kind of build up our first dome and bring colonists to live here. The only addition we'll have to do is probably, I'll need to put out a hydroponic farm. This actually goes inside, doesn't it? It doesn't stay outside. That's going to go inside of the dome. Otherwise, I think we're going to be in pretty good shape. What kind of residential areas do we have here? We've got living quarters of it's just called living quarter. Provides comfort for 4 residents. The living complex provides it for 14. Holy crap. Did they buff these up a lot? I feel like this was really small. Well, the living complex I felt like was 4 way back in the day. Maybe they changed the values of all these around a bit. Alright, more speeding up. More waiting for ships to arrive. We are still trying to refuel our first rocket. I'm going to make that a high priority. So all the fuel is going to go to this. We're not going to worry about the terraforming. Hey, look! We've raised the temperature on Mars by 0.06%. So, in fact, this building is working on its own. How cool. Wait, what just happened here? Did I trash this building? On accident? Rebuild it? How did this happen? Did it get struck by something? The ruins of an abandoned building can be cleared for resources or rebuilt. Well, that sucks. Rebuilding is going to cost metal and machine parts. I'm going to put this on hold. I don't really want to spend that much money. I don't know what happened here. I feel like either I bugged it, and maybe I clicked cancel or delete, and I kind of self-imploded the building. I don't know. That's rough. Where are we at on concrete? We've got how much concrete stored up? 21 concrete. We're going to be going through concrete like candy. So why don't we put down another concrete extractor over here, and I'll go ahead and run some power, and I think that's going to be all we need, right? Power to it. This is where all of our concrete extractor is dumping its waste rock. You still have about stored concrete 6.8 out of 20. This is how much concrete is inside the building. If your drones don't come, pick up the stuff, it's going to wind up slowing you down because the building's not going to be able to work because there's nowhere to dump the waste rock. Holy crap! Oh no! Oh no! The RC Explorer got destroyed. I wasn't fast enough. I saw it coming in too. Oh, that's a bummer. The RC Explorer just got pegged by this meteor. Oh, you sad thing. Let's go ahead and destroy the rover. We will get 5 metal and 5 polymer from it. So that's nice, I suppose. It's a pretty rough consolation prize. I never knew about that at all. That's really funny. I even saw the little icon come up, and I'm like, no, surely I'll have plenty of time before that hits. Nope, not so much. We're gonna use our new fancy landing pad, by the way, when the ship comes in. The new rocket comes in. We are now halfway loaded up with this first Spirit of Man rocket. And once the second one comes down, we'll drop down the fuel refinery. We'll let our drones start focusing on building up the barrel dome a bit more, since our resources are pretty much on the way. They're pretty busy, though. I think I need to give a bit more drones. Maybe the load thing means you don't have enough drones to do all the jobs that are kind of requested right now. That would make a lot more sense. What have our competitors been up to? If I go to my milestone menu, we are the only ones who have done anything yet. So, construct a dome, launch a rocket from Mars, first humans on Mars, first Martian born produce food. So at the moment, we're the only ones who've actually done any kind of, or we're the first ones who've met any kind of challenges or goals for, in terms of the milestones. So that will probably change. Generally, one of the groups tends to jump forward in one particular area, but I think that it's a good measurement of where you are in terms of your competition. So as long as you're kind of pushing the envelope, making sure things are coming down at regular intervals, you're in pretty good shape. All right, our rocket is ready to land. Let's go ahead and land it on the pad. Now we could also, well, we actually couldn't. I was gonna say we could send our passenger ship here. It's a passenger rocket, would just be a normal rocket. It's just converted for passengers instead of cargo. So we still need to wait for this rocket to go back home. Then we'll be able to start thinking about sending our passengers here to Mars, sending our first colonists from Mars, from Earth to Mars. I'll get that right one day. Heavy drone load. I'm hoping that another drone hub might really help with that problem. Is it unloading stuff, or are we actually waiting for it to, like, one at a time? Well, that's kind of rough. All right, here we go. Some spare drones are coming in to help out. Let me see if we've got that drone hub already out of the box. There we go. The big circle here is the area of control for the drone. So this is sort of like how far the drone can go from the center of the hub. So I guess we'll put another drone hub maybe over here, with the assumption that at some point we're going to be sending drones that way. And we'll go ahead and drag power over to it as well. You do want to be a little bit careful about how long or how far you're sending your power, because it does, I think you do need to replace the power lines every so often, so it can start to add up in terms of cost. We scanned a sector, we didn't get anything. We finished Mars crowdfunding, which means we just got an extra $1 billion right out of the bag. Hell yeah, I'm a botanist. Fear my botany powers. I love The Martian. What a great book. Systematic training. Scientists and botanists will have 10 performance when working on their specialty. So, not important just yet. We'll keep that off the research board for the moment. Do we want to have the drone hub here or right next to the other drone hub? Can I cancel this? Turn on, off. Salvage? This shouldn't do anything because I haven't actually used the building yet. Yeah. Let's put this drone hub right next to the first one. It's overlapping quite a bit, yes, but I don't believe it's going to be necessary to spread out the drone stuff yet. And can I just... How do I cancel... I don't remember how to cancel stuff. Salvage like this? There we go. That salvaged the order to build the line out here. Yeah, for the moment, I mean, we don't really need to extend our drone range yet. I don't know which way we're going to be expanding, and probably, though, we'll be going this way, because this is where all the big open space is. So we will eventually put, tons and tons of domes, either in a nice octagon, formation or something like that, or hexagon, up to pretty much however the design, winds up being. It doesn't matter. We'll figure it out down the road. It's going to look beautiful no matter what. That's the real point here. We also received our fuel extractor or fuel refinery here, so we'll put that down. If we can tuck it in, oh yay, perfect. Let's put that fuel refinery down like, how is it like on the other one? Everything has to be perfect. Here we go. Lined up like this. This is going to tuck in perfectly in this gap. And we'll have 2 fuel refineries that are actively consuming lots of water and trying to turn that into fuel, which is going to be used for the rocket and also for polluting the atmosphere with glorious temperature. I wonder if you, like, scorch the Earth. Like, what if you finish temperature first? Does it turn Mars into, like, even more of a barren landscape? That's really interesting. I'm curious to see if you can screw this up by doing an unbalanced, terraforming. Decreases the severity of cold wave. Oh! Creates environmental conditions for toxic rains and clear water rains to occur. That's really awesome. Increased temperature is required for liquid water to be present on the surface of Mars. So I would assume, so we're going to need temperature first, then water. Then we would probably need atmosphere, right? That's going to be created from, let's see, improving atmosphere decreases the severity of dust storms. Higher atmosphere is... I would assume we're going to need heat first, and then water, and then that's going to help create atmosphere, right? From carbonate processors, loss of atmosphere. Magnetic shields, very interesting. So we're going to be competing with the natural loss or degradation of the atmosphere when we first start up as well. And I'm assuming vegetation is going to be last. Well, no, not necessarily, because that's going to help us make atmosphere, right? I think so. Maybe we'll have to explore. I mean, obviously, we're going to experiment with all of this because it's all pretty new to us. Let's go ahead and do a bit more piping down here. He's complaining because he doesn't have his fancy pipe. That's fine. Sorry about that. I did not give you your pipe, my friend. Go down. And now you will have your glorious pipe. More fuel for the fuel gods. Thank you so much. We have water storage, right? We've got battery storage. We haven't been making oxygen yet, but we can start to do that once the dome is built up. We actually do have finally enough polymers already in there, so we are going to be able to make this dome here in just a few more minutes. The dome is going to be ready. Once that's done, I'll go ahead and put down the construction kits, or the small polymer. What is this going to be? Small electronics, small machine parts, and then the polymer factory too. How cool is this? I love how this looks, by the way. It's such a pretty game, especially once you get actual humans inside and they start to show up. It looks really, really good. I'm more of a fan of the underground Mars effect.
Milestone achieved.
Like, everything in Mars is going to be underneath the surface, away from meteor impacts and things like that. All right, we have constructed a dome. We are the first ones, in fact, to have constructed a dome. So more power to us. Let's go ahead. Oh, hey, look, our first rocket can take off again. Yay! Farewell, Spirit of Man 1. You've done us a great service. It is time for you to go home, though. We could send in an expedition, but I don't think there's any missions. I think most of the expeditions require humans. Some of them might require drones. Well, some of them might require an exploration drone, and ours was totally just popped by an assassin meteor. Oh, we're super low on power. Let's go ahead and unpause these 2 wind turbines. I think I will also go ahead and add in a few solar arrays as well. A couple large solar panels here. This should just help supplement things during the day. Nothing too crazy. How much did that cost, by the way? I should probably pay attention to those types of things. 3 metal, which is fine. Metal is basically, early on in the game, it's pretty much a renewable resource in a way, because you're going to be able to find so much of it on the surface of Mars. You shouldn't have too many issues recovering it. Here's some more here. We're going to load it here and unload it onto the area here. Perfecto. Let's go ahead and drop our... Oh, I right-clicked and I shouldn't have right-clicked. Load all. Unload all. Escape. There we go. We'll put down some more piping to connect to our new dome. Now, when this rocket gets back to Earth, we can start talking about possibly loading it up with passengers. Now, you don't necessarily have to have a dome absolutely ready, but your passengers will die if they don't have a place to come down and get food. There's only so much food that is included on the rocket to Mars. So you can do it a little bit earlier. You can send them when you're still finishing some things up, but you don't want to wait or go too early. So since most of our production down here is you know, kind of like our raw material production, I think I'm going to put our oxygen down here as well. Now the piping is going to transport water and oxygen, so I'm going to extend the piping down this way. And I'm going to start putting down Moxie generators here. Moxie is what generates your oxygen overall. I'm going to put down some Moxie storage tanks across the path here. And let me make sure I can get my pipe straight away. We could. Let's go ahead and break off the pipe like this. And like so. We'll actually connect it to both the Moxie generator and also the storage for the oxygen. And we'll also drag some power too. So we're going to start generating some oxygen coming up. Slightly important, so I hear. I don't think the storage needs power, and these are right next to each other, so that should power it just fine. Right, so that's going to take care of the dome without life support problem. Now we can go ahead and put down the small electronics factory. Ooh, these will fit right in the center. How cool is that? I love it. Let's put these down. I don't know. Let's have an industrial area. Let's have an area where people will go to work. Where's the door? Oh, door. Right here. So there's one right there. That's going to be the small electronics. Here's going to be the small machine parts, I think, if I can get it into the right spot. Like so. I mean, you don't have to have the doors pointing in, obviously, but I'm rather obsessed about getting these things lined up half the time. Here is our large polymer factory, which has to be outside, if I remember right. And it's going to require what? It's going to consume power and water. So we're going to put it over by our existing network here. We'll put it right up against the dome. So people are going to come out, walk into their building, and this is going to be connected to the rest of the power supply network and the, the water supply. All we need to do is something like, just do this. We'll just branch it off like that. I think you'll get power from just touching. I'm not entirely sure. I don't remember exactly if that's the way it works or not. Okay, more buildings. We're going to do life support, or sorry, homes and education. So living quarter is a, oh, this is adorable. I love everyone being able to watch whatever I'm doing on Mars. Just because we're on a new planet doesn't mean I want to watch everyone use the bathroom. Let's see, this is going to fit in a 3-gap. What about the other style? The living complex. Okay, these are more of these put together. Okay, that's what it was. So why don't we put... Can we fit 2 of these together? We can. This is going to be enough space for 28 people. This should be plenty of space for anyone who's coming. So 2 living quarters there. I don't really want to put down things like a nursery or a playground or a school yet, because we're not going to have the capacity or the desire to really do reproducing. We're going to be doing more bringing colonists from Earth first. Let's put a research lab down. Services are always important. We've got grocer, well, even a small grocer. How cute. Consumes 1. Oh, it's like a tiny little one. It's so adorable. Open air gym. We'll put the gym somewhere over here. That's a service that normally everyone really likes to use. So they will be happy to use that. Put down a... I thought the infirmary was a vertical one. Maybe I'm just thinking of the actual tower. There is a medical tower spire that you can get in the game. So we'll put the infirmary in the center, the research lab in the center. We'll also need food production. So food production is done in the hydroponic farm here. And we'll tuck this in onto this other area. You know, let's keep flushing out this this triangle of work. Only one of those are needed right off the bat, I think. Drone heavy loan problem, building's not working, life support, sector scan. Okay, they're still complaining. We'll get it fixed up, I promise. I do want to just put some of these down right now. We can turn them on or off as needed. I don't think we need anything else from the home education and research. We do need some more stuff from the services, though. We'll put down a little space bar over here so people can go enjoy getting space drunk. And we'll also put down a tiny little grocer as well to give food. So I think that's all we need. The art store requires someone to work on it, and I don't really want to do luxury stuff yet, like art store or the electronics store. If we have space for it and if it comes up, then yes, we'll revisit that and see if it's needed. Meanwhile, On this side of the area, I think I want to include a couple little ponds and stuff. Because it's going to make people, I think it makes them happier when they're walking around and they've got a bit of a garden here. You can put a nice big garden in. I mean, you're on Mars, you expect to have some nice, pretty things. We'll put in a large garden. It's only going to cost us concrete anyway, so it's not like it's super terribly expensive. And I think it improves overall the quality of the dome. Put a stone garden in here. We'll put a pond in here. Absolutely beautiful. Go ahead and put a statue of ourselves right here in the corner. I'm assuming it's ourselves. I mean, that would only make sense to me. A small fountain as well. And a little bit of some alleyways or something. Nope, can't quite fit. Can't quite fit that either. Small garden, small garden. Cool. We got a nice little area for relaxation. People are going to be using this and getting some happiness from that. We've got our living quarters over here. A gym, food production. We may need more food production. We'll see. Polymers outside. Electronics. Yeah, there we go. All of that work is now the first habitable dome, I hope. Gonna have to take us a while to get everything squared away, and the drones are obviously right now really, really busy, so maybe I need to send myself another drone hub to focus on spreading some of the love around. Heavy drone load. Well, can I do, let's go into our, is this the headquarters command center thing? Yeah, buildings, domes, colonists, transportation. All the workloads are super, super high. So I think I need to go ahead and maybe send myself... Ooh, can I send this in a rocket? A resupply. Can I send a prefab drone hub? I can send a couple, yeah. Let's go ahead and send a drone hub. And maybe just more drones. I don't remember if it's more drones that will solve the problem or if it's more drone hubs. But I think both wouldn't hurt. So this is going to cost us just a wee bit of money. We'll send the supply ship out to us. You're a little bit refueled. You're not really super far into your refueling process yet. We are almost at 1% temperature that we need to for Mars colonization, which is terraforming. What's it? Terraformization. Just making up my own words. It's whatever. All right, looking pretty good. I'm going to wait a little bit, or skip ahead rather, and come back once we have more things constructed, and we'll probably wrap the episode up at that point. Our supply pod has reached us. Let's go ahead and put the supply pod down, maybe somewhere where it's not going to be quite in the way, and it won't smash into everything. There we go. A little bit far away from everything else. Cool. And once this lands, I'm going to put down a new drone hub. Oh, I meant to get another Explorer, but I don't think... Yeah, it would actually come in handy. We do have at least one anomaly for us to scan. So I will go ahead and send one more, since I accidentally kind of maybe sort of destroyed the last Explorer. And we can only fit one at a time on here. So one RC Explorer coming up. Perfect. We'll shoot this over to us as well. Here is the drone hub and drones. Like how they just kind of pop out and run away. Does this fix the drone hub problem or the drone load problem? I'm curious now what that's going to do. Let's go to here. Transportation. I can pack up a couple and unload a few. Did that help at all? Are you all a little bit less grumpy now? I have no idea. They can control, what, 10 each? Oh, 20 each. Fair enough. Let's go ahead and put down the drone hub over by the new dome. Ah, I'm pressing wrong buttons everywhere. Infrastructure, drone hub. Oh, yeah, sensor towers. I forgot all about sensor towers. I'll do this in a second. First off, let's do up here. I think we're going to have drones going up north eventually anyways. These are still within the catchment area. Normally I try to put the drone hubs where they're at least in where all of our goods are stored, right? So this is the area where all of our goods are stored. So we'll put this over here maybe. This is roughly the path of where my highway network of power is going. So somewhere like this. And we'll drag a couple tiles over. You're going to have power, so you're going to be able to move your drones from pretty much anywhere around here. These drones are going to wind up mostly focusing on servicing the dome, while the rest of the drones are going to focus on servicing the rest of the buildings down here. That's how that's going to work out. Other infrastructure items. I keep forgetting about the sensor tower. So the sensor tower will boost the scanning speed overall of when you're scanning different sectors. Also, if you have let's say we have a sensor tower right here, right now, in this tile here, it would drastically increase the speed at which you scan the tile adjacent to it. If we put a scanning tower here, for example, since all of the surrounding tiles are researched or exposed, that wouldn't give us a boost at all. So we probably want to put one in a place that could help us out. Like somewhere down here would be fine. If we put it into this tile overall, so somewhere down by the concrete, for example, this would help us not only, of course, just give us a general speed up of how fast we're scanning, it would move those next couple of sectors along very, very quickly. Also, it gives you an advanced, or extends the advanced warning you get from disasters, like a meteor shower. So very, very helpful for us, and especially for me, to move our fancy new RC Explorer out of the way, so that maybe this time I don't destroy it. Yeah. We have an RC transport that's not doing much, so why don't you go ahead and do another transport order. Tons of metal on the surface. Grab everything and drop everything. Beautiful. You're on your way, and I think this is another good point to put a cut into this episode. Thank you guys so much for joining me for another Let's Play episode of Surviving Mars with the Green Planet DLC. Until next time, my friends, take care.